aka Queen Bee, is what they call me here at Shop LC. It is because I am a beekeeper, not because I do think I am the queen of my own domain. You can follow me on Facebook under Cheryl Benvenuto, and I'm in a full-on bee suit. Or you can follow me on Instagram under Magical Journey Cheryl or Cheryl Magical Journey, either one. So welcome to our Tuesday night show, 8 to 10. I'm happy to be here. And I have a fantastic lineup of something that is so exquisite, extremely rare. And I brought in a sample so I can show you a little bit and talk more about the stone itself. But our 2-hour show tonight is all going to be Patroke Kunzite. So if you've never heard of Kunzite, it is a stone that is pink in color. It facets beautifully, and I'm looking at a cushion cut wall of mirror stone in front of me that's going to blow your mind. So I have some unbelievable rings, all different price points. But anyway, it is a stone that has been around for not a whole lot of time. It's a fairly new stone to the market, so a lot of people aren't aware of this. I'm going to clean off my glasses real quick so I can see. Okay, so originally, Kunzite was discovered specifically in Palo, California. Let me look at my little cheat notes here. Pala. You guys, everybody out there, my Facebook friends know I can butcher any word. I am from Boston. I do not use R's. I have to buy them when I can. So Palo Alto. It's near Palo Alto. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that is Ilias is my backhand behind the scenes tonight, and he's going to shoot up all the stuff I need on the screens and everything. So a couple of things right off the bat. Want to promote. First of all, we have free shipping today. It is Tuesday, up until midnight. We also guarantee that anything that you purchase up until midnight on the 17th, you will have in time for the holidays. That's a big feat to tackle, but we guarantee that. Another thing I'd like to promote is Gem Fest. That is the 9th one we've done here at our headquarters here in Austin, Texas. What Gem Fest is it started out a couple of years ago. That's actually one of the reasons I started coming to Shop LC was they flew me out to do some seminars on chakra stuff and other interesting stuff. So Gem Fest is basically, it's a gathering of, we bring in some of our VIPs, and we have cases that you can shop really expensive down to really inexpensive. We have a fashion show. Miss Becky Booker is going to be doing a layering seminar, how to layer different types of jewelry to look good. So there's a lot going on. Free jewelry cleaning, snacks. It's a fun afternoon. It's 12 to 4 on the 19th, coming up this Friday. So if you have a chance, come on down and attend. And I was trying to see if there's any comments. Hi, Becky. Nice to see you watching. I'm going to be talking about Patroke Kunzite tonight. So anyway, Gem Fest, if you have a chance, fun event, free. Try to make people over 15. It's really not an event for small kids. So anyway, enjoy the day and come on down and meet some of your favorite hosts. We have behind-the-scene TV tours also. All right, so back to Kunzite. So I'm just going to pull one piece, and we're going to talk a little bit about the history, and I'm going to pull the biggest, the most beautiful piece that I can get my hands on right now, and it is going to blow your mind. So Miss Becky out there, where do you see this? Oh, this is spectacular. Okay, this is it. Look at that ring. So I'm going to pull it up to both cameras really close. That's the YouTube, Instagram, and all that on Shop LC. That, my friends, is Patroke Kunzite. Now, over here to my friends on Facebook, there you go. Look at the size of that ring, bling, bling, bling. That is something super spectacular. So when I said the Hall of Mirrors, when I hold this spot on and you look at that ring from right here, and I hold that in the light, you actually see the reflection of these they look like long mirrors. So I know already this is going to be an Asher cut. This is substantial. What a beautiful ring. Look at the underside of that. Okay. So this particular ring, first of all, it's in platinum, and this is a large and in charge. The Patroke Kunzite, the center stone is 20 carats, 19.89 carat. Obviously, it's a violet purple. It's a quad 4. It is going to come certified and appraised. You are going to get diamonds, 2 of them on, 2 square. You get a lot of diamonds. 2 square, 2.6 millimeter. Carat weight in diamonds is going to be a quarter carat. This is platinum. This is platinum. $35.69. That's the starting price. Your appraisal price on this is going to be $5,099. We are charging $35.69. Today, if you type in the promo code LIVE25, type in shop 1 down here in the comment, and then hit that arrow, and when you go to checkout, type in LIVE25, and you're going to get 25% off, which brings this ring down to, is that the price over there, Ilias?
Yes, right
here. $2,677. Just shy over $2,600. Look at the size of that. And I wore this pink top just in honor of this Kunzite because this is so spectacular. It is so beautiful. And I can tell you, Kunzite has pleochroism, which means that when I move this around, I'm going to see, now I'm looking at this from in the studio and I'm seeing beautiful flashes of violet, really, really brilliant violet, really, really, really pretty pink. So pleochroism means that when you move the stone around, you're going to see different colors. Tanzanite has that capability. Amethyst has that capability, and some of your different, different amethysts and stuff. This, though, is spectacular. Now, this is rare. So the history of this particular stone is that this was discovered in California in 1902. And it was brought into the market, and at the time, George F. Kunz worked for Tiffany. He was the head mineralogist at the Tiffany Company. So they had never seen this stone before. So they did obviously a bunch of tests on it like they do, to brought it to GIA. And back in those times, identifying stones, think about over 123 years ago is when this stone was identified. And they had different methods that, obviously everything is very technically changed today. So we can identify stones in a fraction of the time compared to what it used to take many, many years ago. So anyway, so he discovered this stone, and they decided that it had pink traces of manganese in it, which created that pink color. So because he was the person that brought it to the market, that he didn't actually physically discover it in the ground, but it was brought to him, that they named the stone after him, Kunzite. So usually a stone is named after the person who discovers it. So, his last name was Kunz, and then ite is what we use on the end of most of the stones. I believe it's a Latin term. So because of that, this stone has been around for 100 years. Now, originally found in California, that source is gone at this point. It is gone. So now there's 2 other sources. This Patroke is a mine out of Afghanistan. So this particular Kunzite comes from Afghanistan. There's a couple other places in the world that it does come from, but in very, very small, minute quantities. Hey, Xylee, look at this Kunzite, girl. Look at the mirrors on that stone. That is fabulous in platinum. Okay, so $26.77. So aside from it being a really rare stone, because it's only found in very, very minute places and very small traces of it, there has been 3 stones that are found that are substantial, which means that when I say substantial, it means museum quality. So one of them is called the Fragility of the Eternal. It is over 3,000 carats. It has 914 facets. Obviously, it's in a museum under glass. The second one Oh, and that one is based on the stained glass windows at Notre Dame in Paris. The second one is called the Heart Cut. It's actually heart shaped. It's 880 carats. That's at the Smithsonian Institute. It's called the Picasso Kunzite necklace. That one is 396 carats. It's one of the most difficult stones to cut in the world. So I brought a piece of raw kunzite. So before I really get into all the rest of the jewelry, I'm going to show you what I brought. So this is a raw piece of kunzite. Now, this is a pretty big piece. This is fairly decent quality. I'm going to say it is definitely not quad A. This is going to range, if you're going to do an A to quad A, this is going to be like a double A. And now you can see right across the center here. Now what I've done is I brought a light to show you this stone. It has to be translucent, right? That's the first thing. So this has a big feather right across the stone in the center. Now, it is translucent. You can see that it does have that pink color, and you can see that had a price, $444. That is wholesale. It's worth more than that. This has gone up to, this is probably about a $650, which means in the real world, this is about $1,800 for this one piece. $1,800. Now, I'm going to hold this up so you can see the lines in this stone. So you can see those, they're vertical lines, right? Tons of them. And I'm going to hold it over here so the Facebook people can see. So those vertical lines make this stone one of the most difficult stones to cut at all. Extremely difficult. I never knew that. So when I bought this piece of kunzite, I didn't buy just one piece, of course. I'm a wholesaler. I bought 15 or 20 pieces. I brought it to my cabbing machine. I decided I was going to caboose on a piece that big, $500. I grinded it, wasted it. Yes, unusable. And that's the thing about kunzite. I learned a valuable lesson now I do manufacture jewelry. I know every aspect of jewelry, but I don't know every aspect about every single stone in the world. I mean, between manufacturing, there's a whole lot that goes into just the manufacturing of one piece of jewelry. Yes, I know how to stone set. Yes, I know how to facet. Yes, I know how to cabochon. I can put this ring together and make it for you. I can solder. I can do all that. But I didn't know that me grinding this piece of kunzite down, because of the way the stone is formed with those vertical lines, it has to be cut a certain way. And that's when I said I made a mistake, a $500 mistake. There are only 4% of stone cutters in the entire world that cut this kind of stone, that cut the kunzite. Because of those lines, it has to be cut certain ways to get this quality, to get that wall of mirrors, to make this line up like the perfect storm. You have to have the knowledge. And it's just like anything else. I don't cut stones every day for a living. I have a million other things I'm doing. But the person, that small percentage, that's all they do. They are master stone cutters. They will cut a stone and make 193 facets because they are masters at it. Now, something else about kunzite that is really interesting is that it does fluoresce under light. Now, I'm going to show you what happens, and it's not going to fluoresce here, but you are going to see a whole lot of different sparkle colors. Now, if I turn the lights completely down, I'm going to pull up the appendage just to show you. This will fluoresce in a dark light. You can see it's fluorescing the bright pink. So under that blue light or that UV light, kunzite is going to fluoresce. So two things. It needs to fluoresce, and it needs to be translucent. Now, the piece I showed you, this would not be really good gem quality. I mean, if you're a master cutter, yeah, you could get some pieces out of it. But the stuff that I'm showing you today, right off the bat, is clear. It's crystal clear. And I did have pieces that were super, super clear. I sold them. I used them for other pieces of jewelry. So this is a particular stone that is hard to cut, and the rarity of it makes it really highly collectible. So when I talk about if you want to buy something that's worth a lot of money, it's going to hold its value, look for colored stones out there in the world that are really the best quality you can get. And the rarity, make sure that factor of rarity is way up there. Make sure that maybe it's a mined out situation and you have documentation which mine that particular stone came from, because that's going to retain the value. When you buy something like this, it's great. It's Kunzite. If metaphysically, it's going to have the exact same properties metaphysically as this. But if you want resaleable value, you need to buy the best of the best. Now, what Shop LC does also, first of all, I said it's free shipping today up until midnight. That's every Tuesday. Secondly, if you really love this ring and it's $26.77 and you're like, man, I have always wanted that, we're going to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you buy this...
this is a clearance item, so...
This is not 30-day money-back guarantee. It's a clearance item. But we offer budget pay. So if you purchase this and you decide, you know what, I really like it, but I can't squeeze $2,600 on my card right now, we will split this up over 5 months for you. And that's when our personal shopper steps in. And this number right here, 888-835-2237, they become your best friend, because that personal shopper is going to help you take a credit card and manipulate it and get those payments to however you need to do to get this piece of jewelry to you. So they will become your best friend. They can, if this needs to be sized up or down because it's platinum, I will size it up or down. 2 sizes for free for you also. So that's another good thing that we're doing here for you. Okay, so Patroke Kunzite comes from Afghanistan, and if you look at the color, it is that violet pink. Now I'm going to pull out and I'm going to show you different variations of the Kunzite in different colored metals, because I wore this top particularly because of this stone. And when you set this in rose gold, I want to show you what happens, because the stone takes on even a different color. Okay, so that would be shop 1. I'm going to move on to our second ring. Now, all these rings are pretty large. Thank goodness, because you know how, Queen Bee here, look at the pendant I'm wearing. Look at the cuff I'm wearing. Queen Bee doesn't like no little speck. I like giant, I like large. And what does that mean? The value, once again. So I'm here to give you some information, how to teach you a little bit about the Kunzite, how to talk about value, how to talk about reselling, how to talk about, how to make a little ching in your pocket if you need to. So this second piece is not, now this piece doesn't fit on my finger. I don't know what happened there. Boo. Because I can't get it over my knuckle. So I know that this is going to be a size 6 that they brought me. So we'll have to have a talk with them later, because Queen Bee here is an 8, not a 6. All right, look at the size of that stone. Center stone on this is going to be 16.65. Once again, it's 18 by 13 is the size. It is in 10 karat rose gold. Single solitaire, no side stones. So when you put these side by side, you have one in platinum and you have one in rose gold. And I'm going to show you the difference, what happens. Now, your price on this, now this is in gold, 10 karat gold. So remember, the price of gold has gone crazy. So this is going to be shop number 2 in the comment. Your price today, after your 25% off, which we're going to type in as live 25 in the promo, brings it down to $2,399. Now, just for your own viewing pleasure, look at, if you can see, now these are the same stone, but this particular one, let's see if I can move this so you can both see it. Okay, this particular one is in rose gold. Look at the color of that Kunzite. This is in platinum, which has a white background. Now, that Kunzite is picking up on the white, it's picking up almost a pink silver color. In the rose gold, it's picking up definitely more of a pink hue. So when you wear this also, if you wear it with pink or you wear it with purple, it's going to pick up those purple colors a little bit more. If you're wearing pink, it's going to pick up the pink colors a little bit more. That's what's fascinating about this stone. Now remember, it is single sourced. This whole lot came from the Patroke mine in Afghanistan. So every single piece I have came from that one particular mine. Now the color variation is so slight because it came from that one mine that I'm telling you, other than the metal changing capability, the color here looks all identical and top quality. Everything I'm showing you here is going to be a quad 4 Patroke Kunzite. Okay, so that second piece in 10 karat rose gold. And let's show you the undercarriage of this, because this is what Shop LC does best. So I'm holding the stone and I'm going to move that around so you can see the underside of that ring is completely finished. Now this is set up pretty high because it's a pretty large stone. It has a larger belly. This is the belly. But when I'm holding this and looking it around, so I'm going to try to maneuver this in the light slowly, and I'm going to do it in both phones. To show you the color of this Patroke Kunzite. Now I know you can see pinks and purples in that stone. Now I'm going to do it over here for a second. So you can see the color changing in that stone. You can see pinks, you can see violets, and that's when you're dealing with the best Kunzite out there. If this had any type of imperfections in it, if it had feathering, if it was like this giant piece, this is, this is translucent. You can see through it. You can see my fingers. So this is the first step of a good piece of Kunzite. But this isn't particularly crystal clear. That's what makes this not gem quality. Now, I can use this for a variation of other jewelry and still make a lot of money. But if you want the best of the best, you're looking at it right here on my little ring finger. So this is pretty large, like I said, almost 17 karat on the center stone alone. So it's going to be shop number 2. I'm going to move on now to a pendant, and it was the pendant I just showed you. And if you like the matchy-matchy, I also have the ring coming up available also. Now this is stunning, and it really is. I'm going to take off my big necklace because I'm going to hold this up to my neckline so you can really see. Now, first of all, you got to see the back of this because this is insanity. This is what Shop LC does. Now, if you look at the back of this is the back side, folks. This is not the front side. Look at the amount of metal work in detail. Look at that cage setting that they put this in. That is the back side. This could have been all opened. They didn't do that. They completely finished the back. That's a ton of extra work, and that's a lot of extra gold. All right, look at the front side now. Whoa, look at that. That is substantial. This center stone, now I'm going to give you the millimeter size. It's 16 by 12. But if you want to know inch-wise, this is going to be about an inch. About an inch. That is massive. I'm going to hold it up to the neckline. So this is going to be the best of the best. Now, as far as the diamonds, these are lab-grown diamonds, which, you know what? We talked about lab-grown. I tell you, I'm going to go into lab-grown a little bit to give you some more information. But look at, hey, Fathom, how you doing? My little Bally friend is watching. Nice to see you. Okay, so if you look at the center stone, and then this is not only single haloed, this is double haloed. Double haloed in diamonds. Look at that. That is spectacular. Now, this also comes with the gold chain, which has your full-on lobster claw there. So 18 inch. This is in your rose gold once again. So a lot of times when we're dealing with pink stones, which would be your morganite. This is morganite. This is my ring. But I'm going to show you the difference between, and I wore this specifically for this purpose. Now, this is, and my ring is dirty. Oh gosh, it sort of really is. This is a cushion cut. Look at the difference. All right? Look at the difference. Look at that Patroke Kunzite. That has the color that this Morganite wishes it had. And I paid a lot for that ring, by the way. I did not make that. I had it made for me. But I love the pink stones. Now, normally when Shop LC creates merchandise with pink stones, which would be Morganite, Kunzite, anything pink, your pink sapphires, we usually pair it up with rose gold. Why? It makes the stone pinker, right? Why would we want to make it a different color? So we pair it up with some of the best metals. When you're dealing with rose gold is actually one of the hardest mixes when you're mixing colored metals. Colored metals would be white, yellow, and pink, right? And black. You can mix, but what happens is that pink color is really, really difficult to achieve. Now it's like a cocktail. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not a metalsmith mixologist, but I know for a fact that the pink is the hardest color to achieve. Now, lab-grown diamonds. This is going to be double haloed around that giant pink Patroke Kunzite. 48 diamonds in total, 1.65, which is almost 1 3/4 carat. Each stone is 2 millimeter. Now, let me tell you a little bit about lab-grown diamonds because I don't want people to go, why would they put that fabulous Kunzite in a pendant with lab-grown diamonds? Why? Because lab-grown diamonds have brought diamond and luxury affordability to the masses. Now, if I put in this particular pendant, if I put in diamonds that were internally flawless, okay, so the mic's in the way. So if I put stones in here that were internally flawless in diamonds, natural source diamonds. Now remember, I'm going to tell you the reason why natural source diamonds are so expensive. Think about the amount of time to actually find diamonds. They have to be sourced. You have to have mining companies come in, remove all the top layers of soil. They have to have people out there physically mining for diamonds. Lab-grown diamonds, what we've done is we've taken a diamond, we've sliced off like a seed, we've sliced off a little piece, and we've put it in what I'm going to call a hothouse. It's a little teeny system that is, it's through heat and pressure, and what it does, it creates the exact same environment as a diamond that is found naturally in the earth. So, what does that do for lab-grown diamonds? Because we have the ability to create them, we don't have the ability to, we have perfected that process, all right? But there's still imperfections that happen. They're still graded. GIA does go through and grade lab-grown diamonds. We can speed up that process. Let's say it takes 1,000,000 years to grow. I'm going to just give a 1 carat. 1,000,000 years to grow a 1 carat diamond. We can grow it in the system in about 6 months. Now, think about 30 or 40 of these in a room, 30 or 40 diamonds in 6 months is substantial. Shop LC is paired with a company in Hong Kong that has perfected that method, and we are buying, and basically we'll probably end up buying that whole company. But we are bringing lab-grown diamonds to the market. So there's a place for lab-grown diamonds because most people, the general public, including me, can't or don't want to or don't need to go out and spend, let's say this was a diamond. Why would you spend $15,000 on this, put yourself in debt, when you could be buying a house, when you could buy the same lab-grown diamond, 3 carat, for $1,500. So that's the difference. It's still a diamond. It tests as a diamond. It's carbon-based. It is a diamond. It is like taking a tomato and growing it in your field, right? It's going to take you're going to plant it in the spring. The plants are going to grow. You're going to procure them. You're going to, pick off the pest, nourish those plants until maybe the fall, maybe the end of, beginning of September when the tomatoes start to being able to be picked when they're vine ripe. You don't want to pick them when they're green. Okay, so that takes how many months? Let's say 4 or 5 months. When you put a tomato in a hothouse, you grow it without soil, hydroponics. No soil. The roots are in water, and the tomatoes grow faster. There's no pests. There's no pesticides. They are vine ripe. They stay on that until they're ready to be picked. The best tasting tomatoes, right? You can have hydroponic organic tomatoes. Then you have tomatoes in a field. How often do they have to be treated for pesticides? You know, one grows in 4 months, one grows in 4 weeks. Tomato, they're exactly the same. Lab-grown diamond, naturally sourced diamonds. The only difference is that with naturally sourced diamonds, the price is a lot more expensive, and unfortunately, there is a lot of things that happen in the diamond industry that are turning people off from naturally sourced diamonds, the way people are treated, that whole paper trail with kids and all the other stuff. You know, if you watch the movie Blood Diamonds with Leonardo DiCaprio, you know the whole story. I don't have to go into it. If you've never watched that movie, watch it. It is a great educational movie, and it's a true movie. So, we have reverted. The people in the gem world have now perfected lab-grown diamonds, and the world is swaying towards that. So when I tell you to invest in colored stones, why? We can't lab create colored stones. We can't lab create tanzanite. We can't lab create Patroke Kunzite. So what's going to happen is this is going to retain its value because it's a naturally sourced one-mine stone that cannot be man-made. So that's a little education fact. So when I tell people invest in colored stones, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, this pendant is going to be, I got all sidetracked there trying to give as much information as I can. This is going to be after the 25% discount, $23.99. That's your final price on this, $23.99. And this is in clearance, so it is non-returnable. Normally we have a 30-day return policy. If you want to see this up close and personal, and you're like, oh God, I'd love to see that in person before I buy it, it might be at GemFest if there's any left. I actually have 3. So I have 3 in-house of this beautiful pendant. 10 karat rose gold. And now I'm going to show you the ring that matches because this is ginormous. And once again, doesn't fit on my finger. But look at that. That matches the pendant. This is going to be shop number 4. All right. 10 karat yellow gold. 4 grams of gold. Center stone is going to be 14.5 carats. Your diamonds, once again, are lab created. Folks, on this particular ring, I have 1/6, 1/8, and 1/9, and that's it. That's all I have. Now, because it is in gold, I'm able to size it up or down 2 sizes for free. So just talk to our customer service department, our personal shopper, and they can help you figure that out. We can even size it before it leaves the building and get it to you in the proper size. So your price on this after the 25% off is going to be $2,474. $2,474. Now, this is in gold. It has, once again, the double halo of these beautiful diamonds. And look at, I'm going to call it a bird cage. Look at that bird cage. That is all beautiful gold wire that's been meticulously brought up into that beautiful, like, cascading little bird cage. This is the underside of that ring. So fully finished, once again, front, back, side, 100% finished no matter how you look at it. And you can see how large the stone is. You can see the color on that. It is just absolutely spectacular. So once again, this is a little bit larger ring. I do have a few that are a tad smaller, but not a whole lot smaller because you know Cheryl likes big. All right, so we're going to move on to, this is going to be, oh, now this is so pretty because I really love the time period of Art Deco, the time period of the early 1900s where there was a lot of emerald cut, a lot of wall of mirrors. It was, a lot of baguettes, a lot of really, really simple but elegant designs. And this is one of them that I like particularly because it's simple but elegant. Now look at that center stone. That is ginormous. And that is an octagon Patroke Kunzite. That center stone is 9.5 carats. 9.5 carats. Obviously, it's a quad 4. The tapered baguettes, and these are naturally sourced diamonds. These are not lab grown. So I was just looking at my notes over on I have multiple monitors. So if you guys wonder what I'm doing, I'm reading information from one and from another. I have multiple cameras and lights in the studio. So when I'm looking around, it's not like I'm looking for a fly out there. I'm actually looking for information to give it to you, because I wanted to make sure that I let you know that these are actually naturally sourced diamonds. Now, to pull this ring up in the back, you can see that when I talk about the baguettes, these are oblong little diamonds. These are fully cut. That's the type of style. They're all fully pronged. You can see how each one of these has a prong that's added to that design. It almost looks like, when it's magnified, like a third halo, but it's not. That's the prongs. Now, there's no stones cascading down the side. They've saved that because they wanted this particular stone to be the star player of that ring. They wanted that center stone. You focus on that. Don't focus on that. Baguettes are just drawing you right to the center of that ring. That's the point. The star is in the center. It's a large, large center stone, almost 10 carat. That's really, really beautiful. And quad 4, like I said. Now, this is not as high as the other bird cage. And I'm going to put them on side by side just to show you. Well, this is obviously a different cut stone. The bird cage is spread out a lot more. This is just a tad lower. Not a whole lot, but a little bit lower. This one is going to be, after your 25% off, brings this particular ring. This is going to be shop number 5, and your price on this is going to be $2,024. This is done, once again, in 10 karat rose gold, and these are natural diamonds. These are not lab grown diamonds on this. $2,024. If you want to call the personal shopper, they can help you spread that out over monthly payments. This is not on clearance, so this is 100% returnable. So if you decide you want this and you want to really see it and you're afraid, it's a lot of money, you have the capability to return this for a full refund, which is nice. So every piece that I'm going to go through, I will tell you what is returnable and what is not. That way there's no issues at all, because I'd hate for you to purchase something and then, not like it or whatever, and then you can't return it. So this is going to come with, our high-end line is going to be a Luxoro collection. That is what we used when we were talking about anything that is going to be your high-end metals, whether it's your 10 karat, your platinums, your rose golds. So when we're dealing with this particular collection, it's also going to be quad 4 stones. You can have the best quality out there. So this is one of the top lines for Shop LC. We have Rhapsody, we have Luxurio, we have, and I believe that's it in the quad 4s and the beautiful metals right now. And then, of course, we have the DeJoy. We have a lot of other collections that are going to be sterling, vermeil, or base metals that are ion plated. But this is the highest, the most expensive. Obviously, your beautiful metals and your really, really high-end design. So this is designed in-house by us, and all these rings are designed in-house by Shop LC. That's how we can keep the price really low. This ring alone, the one I just showed you, its value on that is about $10,000. So you're getting it for $2,000. The value is $10,000. So I'm going to move on to something that is dear to my heart. Just kidding, but it's a heart-shaped. Now, I just said that one of the largest stones in the Patroke Kunzite is in the Smithsonian. It's 396 carat, and it's cut into a heart shape. So, do I want to say this is same? It's pretty much same, just smaller. And the price is going to be smaller too. Unless you want to go to the Smithsonian and fork out $1 bazillion, this is going to be your alternative. Now, this particular ring is $26.99. After the discount, it comes down to $2,024. Is that right? That's the exact same price as the other one. Okay. $2,024. Now, this is not on clearance either. The retail value on this is going to be $10,099, which is almost $11,000. Your center stone on this is 12.20 carats. And this says, so the heart shape that's in the Smithsonian is 3,000 carats. This is 11 carats. 3,000 carats. It's got to be this big. It's got to be this big. Which, I've been to the Smithsonian. I haven't been there for years. I specifically went to see the Hope Diamond, which I saw. And there was other gemstones, and I probably saw these other gemstones, but at the time it was over 20 years ago, and I wasn't specifically looking for Patroke Kunzite. I was looking at the Hope Diamond. But now that I know, next time I go, I will look at all three of these that I wrote down, because I want to see the biggest and best in the world. And if it's right there in Washington, D.C., and it's free, why not take a trip? Go look at some killer gemstones that you will never see anywhere in your life. It's free of charge to go to the Smithsonian. One of the things in this country that, we do take care of our museums. We try to make most of them free if possible. Now, this particular one, this has so many cuts on it, so many facets on this heart shape. It has facets all around it. I mean, it is just Sparkle City. Now, this ring is called the Eternal Love Ring. How could it not be? Look at it. It's pink. That's for the heart chakra. It's a heart shape. It's for love. This is something. Now, I have 5. So I have 3 in size 7, 1 in 6, and 1 in 9. Now, Valentine's Day is going to be a stone's throw away. It's already December 16th. Valentine's Day is going to be here before you know it. If you have the ability to give somebody something like this, forget about buying them roses ever again. This one gift is mind-blowing. And that is highly, highly collectible. It's highly, highly expensive. This is an $11,000 ring that you're going to snag for $2,000. $2,000. And we'll budget pay it for you. So I will spread this out over 5 months. If you really want this, call the personal shopper. Let's work some magic here. Let's get this out the door for your loved one. It could be for yourself. Maybe you don't have kids and you said, you know what? Valentine's Day has always been a bummer for me. It's not my favorite holiday. But if you have that sort of, oh, well, blah, 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 everybody gets flowers and chocolates, and I don't have a maid, I have nobody, buy yourself something nice. Why not? A Patroke Kunzite heart-shaped, mirrored after the 3,000 carat one that's in the Smithsonian. Now, this one's beautiful because they've done a double halo effect. So not only have they mirrored it with 2 rows, but believe it or not, these look like rubies. They're not. Those are pink sapphires. So once again, they could have done it with rubies. Why not? Rubies are, everybody's like, oh, they're. No. When you're dealing with pink sapphires, especially of this quality, they're more expensive than a ruby. Believe it or not, rubies are, when you get down to this size, are plentiful. They're plentiful. Pink sapphires are not. So this is mirrored now with a rare stone, mirrored with another rare stone, and then you have your beautiful lab-grown diamonds. And those are going to be, 34 stones, a half a carat in lab-grown diamonds. So when we're talking about lab-grown diamonds, once again, do not foofy, because I said lab-grown diamonds, because they have a place in a luxury want for our customers, including me. I have a 3-carat cushion coming, and once it's done, I'm just waiting to get my little hands on it so I can wear it. Now, why did I buy that? Because I really wanted it, but I didn't want to spend $45,000 on a 3-carat cushion cut diamond. But I did a lab-grown diamond. It's exactly the same, like I said, tomato, tomato. So take advantage of the lab-grown diamonds while you can. They are going to make any piece of jewelry that we manufacture over the top elegance. And it's going to have almost flawless diamonds. The best sparkle, colorless is that's what you want. That's when people, a lot of times people will, years ago, because diamonds were so unobtainable and unaffordable, people would buy a tennis bracelet. Because I worked in a big box store. I worked in 3 of them. They'd come in and they would want a tennis bracelet. And I would have one that would be $4,000. And it would be 1 carat total weight. And then I'd have one that would be $499. And it would be 1 carat total weight. Both diamonds, different quality. One would sparkle and look beautiful. One would look like ice baby. But some people just wanted it because it was a diamond. They didn't care about the quality. They heard it was a diamond. That's what their brain, I can buy a diamond bracelet for $499. Those days are gone. Now you can buy a lab-grown diamond tennis bracelet in great quality for a fraction of the price. So you can have all that beautiful sparkle. You no need longer to wear ice baby. You want to have beautiful color. You want to have sparkle. You want to have it all at a fraction of the price. So we're going to throw in a couple more rings that are haloed by the lab-grown diamonds, and you'll see the difference. Just the quality of the diamonds alone. Okay, so we're going to move on to our shop number 7. Now, this one's very interesting because it is a tear. I got that on. That was tough. Might not be getting that off so easy. Okay, teardrop shaped. And this is going to be lab-grown diamonds. And this is actually rhodium over sterling silver. So what have I done now? This is going to bring this cost on this piece down to extremely affordable. Because what you're paying for now, you're paying for the center stone, right? You're paying for the size of that center stone, the color and the quality. The diamonds are lab-grown. Look at the sparkle on them, all right? Your price on this is going to be shop number 7. Shop number 7 brings this price down to $1,012. $1,012. Why? Because I have now put this in sterling silver over rhodium. So I've just saved you about $1,000 in gold. When you're buying colored stones and you're doing it for investment, it doesn't matter what the metal is. Realistically, I mean, if you're buying this for the gold content or for the platinum content, yes, obviously it matters what the metal is. But if you're buying it for the Kunzite alone and you just love the stone and you love this teardrop shape, then you're going to pay what you're going to pay. You're not going to scrap this. You're going to wear it and enjoy it. Now, because this is rhodium over sterling silver, it's never going to tarnish. It's going to look fantastic today as it's going to look 10 years down the road. White on white. Doesn't change. Once that rhodium starts to wear off, it's not going to be noticeable. The only reason that we even do that is because when you're dealing with small stones that are haloing or in a setting, if that tarnishes under the stones, it's going to make these beautiful diamonds look black. It's going to make them look less worthy than they are actually worth. So we rhodium plate the sterling silver to save that effect because we don't want those diamonds to look black. We want them to look beautiful, colorless all the time. Okay, on this particular one, this cannot be sized, all right? So I am down to 3 7s, 1 6, and 1 9. That's it. So if you don't have, if none of those are your size, then you need to change the finger and pick a different finger. But this cannot be sized. Okay, that was going to be shop number 7. Trying to get it off my finger. All right. So we're moving on to now a little bit more bling, a little bit fancier. This is spectacular. And it fits me. Yay. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this, ba-boom. Look at that. Now, that is spectacular. Don't be confused by all these stones. I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. And this is something that, I'm going to hold it up close to the camera so you can really see the colors. All right, so you have your Patroke Kunzite in the center, and then you have a row of mirrored, I believe, Ember Garnet. Okay, so we have just brought Ember Garnet to the market about 6 months ago. If you know anything about garnets, maybe your birthstone's January. Maybe you're a January baby and you have an array of different, there's Mozambique. Garnets are found all over the world. They're found in North Carolina. I mean, they're found everywhere. But what makes Ember Garnet specific is that it has this purple grapey color. It is not that blood red. It actually looks like, sort of like amethyst, and an amethyst meant a glass of amethyst wine meant a glass of the deepest red wine, and they blend it together, and you get that grapey purple color. And that is Ember Garnet. So we started bringing this to the market about 6 months ago. We did a whole show on it, and we've actually put it in different pieces of jewelry because it's so recognizable. Once again, it's a stone that's highly sought after because of the color of it. So it's very detectable where it's from. Now that center kunzite is going to be a 12 by 10. It's going to weigh 7.83, which is almost 8 carats. The number of Ember Garnets are going to be 16. Those are the second halo. And they're going to be 1.96 in carat weight. And then you have, last but least, go down a little bit further, you have Tessavarite Garnet, which is the green. That's going to be the third stone. So you have your Ember Garnet, then you have your Tessavarite Garnet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Tessavarite Garnet is spelled T-S. So if you look it up, it's the way that it's spelled, and you can pull up a lot of information about it. But green garnet, most people don't even know what Tessavarite is. They just see a green stone. They think, oh, is it chrome diopside? Is it emerald? It is actually a garnet. And once again, the rarity is what makes it super special. That particular garnet is very, very rare. So you have your Christmas ring. You have your red and green right there. You get your pink. You know, if you're a breast cancer survivor and you want to celebrate the holidays, hello, welcome to the world of I am the survivor and I'm going to punch cancer out. Folks, this is beautiful. 2 entirely different colors of garnet. And that beautiful octagon. I actually love the octagon shape, the cushion cuts. For some reason, I think when you're dealing with a colored stone, when you're dealing with those 2 cuts, the baguette, the octagon, the cushion cut, the stone has to be really clear. And that's important because when you're dealing with stones that have a ton of facets, they can hide a lot in those facets. So if it's super clear, you know you're getting top quality. There's no way to hide anything. Okay, this particular ring is going to be your price after the 25%. $712. And that is going to be shop number 8. $712. Now you're thinking, well, how can that be? Those other rings were $2,000. Because once again, this is sterling silver with rose gold vermeil. So I've just saved you about $1,200 on the setting. If this was in solid rose gold, it'd be $2,000. So instead of, we've paired it up. It's beautiful. If you don't care and you just love this ring, $712, and they can budget pay this for you also. They have the magic to do that. Like I said, call the personal shopper, and they have the ability to budget pay. Now, maybe you're not a ring person. Maybe you're like, well, you know, I don't really wear rings that much. I like that. I sort of like that garnet. I've never had a green garnet. I'd love it independent. Ba-boom. Here you go. Right here is your Patroke with your Tessavarite and your Ember Garnet all in one. And this particular one comes with a 20-inch chain. Once again, I'm going to take this off and hold it up to the neckline. So it has a lobster claw, right? Easy, beautiful lobster claw, little cable link, Very, very sturdy. You can see I'm tugging. It's a thin chain, but this one holds a lot of weight. Now look at this on the neckline. So this is not teeny tiny. This is, you can be seen. It's it can be seen from across the room. Like I said, if you are not a person who likes rings and you're more into pendants, this is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to put it on the black here, give you a little bit nicer view. Once again, it's done in that bird cage setting. Double haloed, two entirely different beautiful stones that you can have this for $712. Same price as the ring. We've matched it, $712. So if you want the matchy, that would be $1,424 for both pieces. On this particular pendant, I have 2 in the world. So if you're one of the lucky ones and you want to call customer service and get that going right now and say, you know what, Cheryl said there was only 2 and I want to be one of the lucky ones, then make that happen. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. This is not on clearance, right? It's not on clearance. So this is 100% returnable. Fantastic. Not on clearance. It's going to come with the chain, which is going to be 20 inches. Preferred length for me, 20 inches is going to lay right about here. All right. So 16 here, 18 here, 20 is right about here, which means that you can wear this with a turtleneck, with a collared shirt. It's going to look great. If you want a large pendant. Now remember, Patroke Kunzite comes out of Afghanistan. It is a single sourced out of that particular mine. It does come from other places in the world, only 2 that I know of. So if you're interested in collecting a colored stone that's going to retain its value, then this is the stone that you're going to want to purchase. All right. So we are moving on. This one is crazy. Crazy. I'm going to put it down here, and hopefully you can see it. And I'm going to get a little sippy of water. I'll be right back. Got to keep my throat lubed up. A lot of talking. Got to keep the vocal cords lubricated. Okay. Look at this pendant. Look at that. Does that not look like a giant snowflake? It is so interesting. It is large, and I'm going to do the measurement for you so you can see the exact. So this one I'm going to say is easily, it's easily an inch. Easily an inch. Same thing, inch by inch. Now, this is part of our DeJoy collection. So what does that mean? That means this is going to save you a lot of money, because this is, once again, not in a precious metal, but in a metal that we have made to make it look fantastic. This has ember garnet, once again, 30 of them. The carat weight on the ember garnet, and they're varied. They're really set interestingly, because there's a row of 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, and they're alternating the diamond and the garnets to really give you that look of sort of like a snowflake. It's not, if they haloed it with all red and then white, it would look very clean. This is a more busy pendant. This is something that is a designer piece. It's supposed to be busy. It's not supposed to be clean. When they design pieces for certain looks, some looks are very, historic from the Art Deco time. This is a snowflake busy look. Like, look at a snowflake. If you ever trapped one, if you ever landed on a black mailbox, that's how you can always see a good snowflake. If you live up in the cold area, lands on a black mailbox, you look at it, you can actually see how detailed a snowflake actually is. This is not that detailed, but it's close to it. It's going to give you a whole lot of detail. Now, like I said, there's 30 of the garnets. Those are going to be 3.80 carat weight, 2 to 3 millimeter. The pendant's done in sterling silver, 20-inch chain, lobster claw. Now, what we've done, instead of being lab-grown diamonds, we've actually put moisanites in this particular pendant. There's 20 moisanites. They're 0.90, which is close to a carat. Size is 2 to 2.5 millimeter. Now, moissanite. Now, this is part of our DeJoy collection, which I'm going to put on the back, and you can see there's a D on there. So what's happened is Shop LC has taken some of the collections now and we've changed them up. Like I said, Rhapsody, Luxurio is going to be your really high end, your 18 karat 22 platinum, and your quad 4. DeJoy is going to be our lower end. Now, when I say lower end, that's going to make it affordable. We're not going to put it in the high-end metals, but we're going to coat it with the high-end metals. We're going to vermeil it. We're still going to use really, really good quality stones, but that metal is going to bring the cost down and make it really affordable for everybody. So this particular pendant, believe it or not, when I tell you the cost, you're going to see what I'm talking about. $712. And look at the amount of stones. Now, moissanite, like lab-grown diamonds, was created by Henry Moisen. And what happened in the 1950s, GE, General Electric, decided to, a meteor had been found, and they detected moissanite, which sparkled more than a diamond. And so they were so intrigued, they said, well, maybe we can create this. So GE started this project called Project Supercharge, and it was very, very top secret. Very, very top secret. In the 50s, stuff like that nobody talked about. And if they did, they'd have to kill you probably, But 1950s, that was a major, major step. They went 40 years and were never able to perfect it. The only thing that they could get out of it was industrial quality, which is, it's industrial. Grind it down, use it in other stuff. It was not gem quality. What happened was, as soon as the patent on that ran out, other companies stepped in, and yes, they perfected it. We are one of the top companies that has moissanite. Once again, we have partnered with a company that has perfected the formula. So the moissanite that we are creating is red carpet worthy. It looks just like a diamond. Now, believe it or not, the hardness on a moissanite is 9.5. The hardness on a diamond is 10. So when you think about, when you're talking about CZs, crystals, all that, very, very low on the hardness scale. When you're talking about a 9.5, that's basically holding hands with a diamond. So the quality of the moissanite, because of the hardness level, when they cut it, it has more sparkle, more scintillation than a diamond, believe it or not. The color variation is in through the rainbow with a moissanite. So when moissanite came to the market, people were like, well, this is going to crush the diamond industry. Like I said, every stone has a place in the jewelry world. What does moissanite do? It brought this pendant down to $700 because moissanite is affordable. It is lab-grown. It's not lab-grown diamonds are still more expensive. It's a lot more take to grow a diamond because we have to seed it from a natural diamond. So all these different processes, they all have a different place. They all make different types of jewelry affordable or not affordable for you. What we do is we have all these different lines to make jewelry that is affordable for everybody. And I really like that because, I live on a budget. Well, I pretend I do. But as far as, what I purchase, I really try to stretch my dollar as much as I can. I want the best quality, but I want the best price. And a natural diamond's not always the way for me to run because it's unaffordable. But I might want something, a ring that has beautiful side stones that I know that I can put in lab grown or moissanite, and it's going to look just as good. It's going to last. It's just as hard as a diamond. So think about stuff. Don't foo-foo everything and be stuck in that one lane where you go, I am only a gold person. I am only a this person. Because I think if you diversify a little bit, just like with stocks, you're going to find that there's a whole lot out there that you are really going to enjoy. So get out of that lane, shift once in a while, and try something new that you've never tried before. You might be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so that pendant was shop number 10. And I had 6 of those, total 6 of those, and the price, $712. Okay, we're going to move on to something now. This, once again, this is multifaceted. Oh, interesting. This is a ring. No, I said that because I didn't look at this before the show sheets. I saw it on the show sheets. I didn't try the ring on. So now I have it on, and there's something I noticed about this that is very interesting, just like I said. So what they've done, and I'm going to show it on the big screen. Can you switch to the next picture, Ilias? Okay, this is going to be shop number 11. But what I'm going to show you is that on this particular ring, so this is really high set. All right, so I want to make everybody aware of that. It's a pretty high mounting on this. This particular ring, what they've done is they've actually around, there it is. Look at that. And it's hard to see when I'm showing you on camera. So I love this big screen here because it really shows you the detail. But if you look, these are full cut diamonds that they've recessed around that whole. Now, originally, when you set a stone, this is the girdle. It's around the edges where the facets sort of meet, where prongs go over. It's called the girdle. So what they've done is, just saying that's sort of funny. So my stone's wearing a girdle. But if you look at this, around that girdle, they've actually recessed those beautiful little diamonds. Now this ring, to me, it's very, very simple, very simplistic, but elegant at the same time. It's done in sterling silver, rhodium overlay. It is 5.5 carat in your Kunzite. Your diamonds are lab grown. They're going to be 24 carat, which is a quarter carat. So you're getting over 5 carat in Kunzite, over a quarter carat lab grown diamonds. The price on this is going to be $547. Now I'm just showing you because I really want people to see. This ring is set really high. So right off the bat, if you don't like something that's set this high, this is not the ring for you. All right? Because this is, to me, going to have the capability to catch on things. So this is more something that I really would wear, out and about, date night, special occasion. But for a daily ring, I'd say this is probably not the ring that you'd want to wear on an everyday basis. But affordability-wise, it is up there. $547 for this ring. It is spectacular. Once again, designed in-house by Shop LC. Trying to give you that affordability there. All right, so we're going to move on to our next one. And this is going to be shop number 12. And this ring is very interesting because it really, really shows the pink. And this is done in 18 karat vermeil, 18 karat rose. But this is also, this ring, so I'm going to hold it up so you can really see it, but you can really see the pink in this. Now, let me put it next to, I'll put it next to this one. And look at the difference. All right, now the ring finger one is set in the rhodium, right? The one on my middle finger is set in the 18 karat vermeil. But can you see the difference in the color of the stone? Now, these are from the same mine. They're basically the same color. But what happens when you set that Kunzite into rose gold? Look at the difference. It really looks much, much pinker, and it's not. It's the same quality. But because the backing and all the metal is reflecting on all those facets, it's fascinating, isn't it? It looks pink. And it is pink, but it really draws that pink out. Okay, so this is interesting. Now this is, I'm going to take off the white one because I'm focused on this. But this one is definitely more of bling bling. It's not same. It's something different. This has teardrop shaped kunzites on the side. It has pink sapphires. So you're talking about a full-on halo of pink sapphires. You're talking about over 1/3 carat. Can you, okay, and then the ones haloing it, 22. Thanks, Ilias. And then this is also done with that famous moissanite. So it's not lab-grown diamonds. All those little white clearless stones that you're seeing sparkling, Those are once again moissanite. Now this is done in
18K vermouth.
18K vermeil, and your final price on this is going to be $599. $599. Now, I'm sure this is not a clearance item, so it is fully returnable up to 30 days, free shipping. Oh, and let's talk about one other thing we're going to throw in there really quick. So everything that you purchase from Shop LC, we feed a child. So it doesn't matter whether it's a $10,000 item or a $4 item. Every single purchase we feed a child. We're up to 57 million. That is massive, massive. Think about that. 57 million people that we have fed with your purchases. So it doesn't come out. We don't ask you for anything at the end. We don't say, can you donate? Would you like to? No, no, no. It's all taken and paid for behind the scenes. That comes out of probably the CEOs and a lot of the corporate headquarters pockets. But it's something that they have done and started many years ago. And look at the amount of progress, 57 million children. And that's a whole lot of mouths to feed. All right, folks, so $5.99 on this beautiful ring. I showed you how the pink shines through on that. And we're going to move on. So I got about 6 more items. 6 more items to show you in this Kunzite. Now, this is something that is absolutely beautiful. It is definitely more of a simple, elegant piece. It's something that if you don't want to wear a plain old, boring solitaire, I hate to say that. For me, just to wear a solitaire diamond on my neck, even a 5 carat, once you get into something that big, for me, 5 carat, it honestly, it doesn't look real to me. Something that large. And then if I'm going to just hang a 5 carat, it's still going to get lost. It's still going to be a small stone on my neck. So we have the capability, and what we do best here is that once you add those halo effects, you surround a stone with either diamonds, moissanites, lab-grown, or other variations of stones, it makes the pendant look bigger. It actually draws you to the center of that pendant, which is really important when you're designing jewelry. To me, a solitaire looks like, what happened to the rest of the piece? Did they stop designing? They just get lazy? So they were very prominent through many years. A lot of people still wear a little teeny diamond solitaire or a big diamond solitaire. It's just my preference not to. I like something that has a little bit more oomph, a little bit more design, throw some extra stones in there, make it stand out a little bit. And when if you do wear a solitaire, maybe you can layer with it, make it stand out more. Something like this totally can be worn standalone, or it can be laid with other pieces of jewelry. Okay, this particular piece is going to be, once again, it's going to be mirrored by the moissanites. You're going to have 16 full-cut moissanites all the way around that beautiful oblong cushion-cut Kunzite. And that cushion cut on this is really displaying a whole lot of violet and pink. You can really see the color changing on that. Now, the carat weight on the moissanite is almost a full carat, 0.90. On the Patroke Kunzite, you're going to get 5 full carats on just the center stone alone. So I'm going to hold this up once again to the neckline so you can see the size of this. And once again, I'm wearing a pink top. If you wore this with black, especially if you wore it with white, it would really, the pink would be very, very prominent. But the reason I wore pink was so you could see how certain stones actually mirror what you're wearing. If I worn purple, the Kunzite would look more purple. So, folks, this is going to come with the free chain. Look at that. That is beautiful piece. Those moissanites are pretty large that are mirroring it. See? I told you I didn't buy an R today. Vanna was not available. She was on holiday. I asked her, Vanna, can I buy an R? Didn't respond, so here I am, not saying the word mirror. Okay, there we go. Vanna, you know what? Happy holiday to you. All right, $699, less 25%. brings us down to $524. That's going to be your final price on that, $524. That is after the 25% off. Now, you're like, well, I like it, but how about some ring bling? Show me some ring bling, Cheryl. I am going to show you ring bling because this is going to be another piece that is, once again, ooh, this is, when I say that Hall of Mirrors, whoever coined that really got it right on the nail. Because when you look at certain stones, it looks like when you go into that crazy house and you see all those mirrors they call the Hall of Mirrors, that's what these stones look like. You actually see all those lines of mirrors. It is really interesting when you start learning about cutting, different cuts on stones, different things that you see in a stone. Now remember, all your Patroke Kunzite is going to have that pleocroicism. Well, what does that mean to you other than I can't talk right now? It means you're going to see two colors in it, whether it's pink and violet, pink and purple. When you move it around, you get to see colors, different colors. It is fantastic. And that's only with your quad 4 capability. That is the top gem. It has to be really top of the line to see those two colors. You can get inferior kunzite. There's pink kunzite out there that is inexpensive, but it's not going to be the same quality. It's going to be an A or a double A. It's going to be pink. It's going to look like my pink morganite. All right. If you want the top of the best of the best, if you want to actually see that, that beautiful changing color effect, and it doesn't, it's flashes. It's not a color changing stone. It's actually flashes of the violet that's in the pink, but it is mesmerizing. Now this particular ring, double haloed, and look at what they've done here. Look at this. They've thrown in baguettes on the 4 corner stations. Why did they do that? To make the design beautiful, to make it more interesting. They didn't want just a plain old halo. They wanted to jazz it up, bling it up a little bit, throw some baguettes in there, change that style, and that's what they've done. Now this is going to be 18 karat vermeil. I have limited sizes. I have 2 7s, 4 8s, and 2 9s. So hopefully there's your size out there. If not, pick a different finger. All right, on this particular ring, it is going to be, this is considered the Crown Regal ring. That is the design. And boy, does it make you feel regal. It does for me if I could get it over my knuckle. But it's still pretty, right? Folks, sterling silver, rose gold vermeil, your price, $412. Boom, boom, $412. Under 500 buckaroonies, this can be yours. Look at it. Let me get my glass of vino and show you my Patroke Kunzite ring. Look at how beautiful this is. If you want a selfish purchase today, get this for $412. It's not on clearance. You have the capability to return it. Now I'm going to put it right up to the camera really close because this is my favorite pick of the 2 hours. And why? Because that stone, center stone, is crystal clear. The price is affordable, 400 buckaroonies. It is affordable. It's just an elegant style. If you want something a little bit, a little bit larger, a little bit more bling, this is the ring for you. And this would be shop number 14. All right? Shop number 14. Go big or stay home. You got that right, Xylee. Okay, $412. And we're going to move on to another ring. Now, this is a little bit larger bling, a little bit more. And it's okay. You can go up in bling bling. And now, all right, let me get my glass of water. And I'm going to show you. No, don't focus on the water. That's not, I got it. Focus on what's on the finger. Oh, let me drink a little. Oh, this little old thing. Oh, I've had that forever. Oh, yeah, it's It's my Patroke Kunzite. All right, look at how that stands out. Double haloed with moissanite once again. Now, that's what the moissanite does. Look at the sparkle. Look at that. It is exquisite. 18 karat vermeil over sterling silver. 4.80 on carat weight on the Kunzite. Shop number 15. Shop number 15 right there. Your price on this, and I believe this is a clearance. Is this not on clearance either? Okay. Your price on this, get ready. You're going to need a glass of wine after this, because I'm going to make this extremely affordable. Well, like I said, Patroke Kunzite. Hello. Welcome to the world of one sourced, one mind. This comes out of Afghanistan. And look at the quality of the ring. It is spectacular. Your price, once again, $412. $412. Interesting. Okay. I have 7 size 8s, 15 size 7s, and 2 size 9. So if one of these sizes fits you, if not, pick a different finger because it is beautiful. Okay, we're going to move on to another piece, another ring. This one's even more blingy blingy, but different shaped stone. This is interesting because the way that they set this makes it's almost like an illusion. It's an illusion. All right, I have this on my middle finger. Da-da-da-da. Once again, set in rose-colored gold over sterling silver. That is your vermeil. This is going to be 3.30 carat. And this ring is referred to as the Royal Starburst. It sort of looks like a starburst. I can see that. Let's look at the screen in back of me. Elise, can you pull it up?
Yes.
And so this is a personal shopper number. If you need any help at all, call them, please. They can help you with all kinds of stuff, except they will not loan you money to buy stuff. But they're good at everything else. Okay, and right here, you have the ring I have on. La, 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 la. Now, look at what they've done. 3 baguettes. A pile of fully faceted. 3 baguettes. And the baguettes, look at this. Larger, 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 larger. They have created a starburst effect with this style ring. And that's what I mean by design. They could have just married this with round moissanites, but they didn't. They actually created those baguettes and created the starburst effect. Now, the Kunzite, 2.5 carats in the center, right there in that big center stone, 2.5 carats. Pretty substantial. 9x7, AAA, and then we're going to go down to moissanites. Number of tapered baguettes. Those are the ones that are on the corners. There's 12 of those. Carat weight, over 1/2 carat, just in baguettes alone. So, what is this ring going to cost you today? Not a lot, because it is sterling silver vermeil. And I'm going to give you a special price now because I have 3, 6, 10 of these in-house total. This is going to be your special price. Today, this ring, shop 16, my favorite number. That's why I picked this ring as the special price of the show. I'm going to show it to you real close. I'm going to hurt your eyeballs, all right? Because I'm going to really bring that ring up super close. And I'm going to tell you your price on this particular ring right now. I have 10. How about $299? $299. It's never been that low. That's the realistic price. The price on the appraisal on this is going to be about $1,800. All right, $299. Just a drop in the bucket. And if you want to budget pay it, you can. Now, what is budget pay? Budget pay is where we're going to trust you. We don't care about your credit. No credit, bad credit. We don't really care. We're going to send this ring to you, one payment down, and then we're automatically going to charge your credit card for 4 more months, probably about $50 a month. Some personal shopper can figure that out for you. But Budget Pay allows you to shop with us interest free. No interest. Your credit card, they're going to charge you, what, 28, 30%? Maybe if you're one of the lucky ones, 9%. I think those rates are gone now. But here at Shop LC, interest free. No interest at all. So that money we're stretching out, we're actually your bank. We're doing it for free. So if you want something, don't be afraid to order it, because you know you can put it on Budget Pay. And you know what else you know? You can return it if you don't like it. That's something that most companies are going to charge you a restocking fee. They're going to make you fill out forms until you're blue in the face. Why do you want to return it? They have a return policy that is a certain date you have to bring it back by. With us, put it right back in the padded envelope. You cut out the return, you put it to the front of the envelope, and it gets sent right back to us. Bring it down to the post office, and off it goes back to us for a full refund. So don't be afraid you're ever stuck with anything that you don't want here at Shop LC. Okay, we're going to move on to, we're winding down. I only have 4 more items left, and I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to recap and just quickly go over some prices with you. I might have to end a little bit early because I'm running out of merchandise, Ilias. How did that happen? Oh, you would think I would never stop talking, right? Well, occasionally it does happen here. Okay, this is going to be shop number 17. And what this is, this matches that ring that I just showed you. It is the matching pendant, 100%. If you want the suite, matchy, this is the piece for you. This is going to be on a 20-inch chain. Once again, 18 karat vermeil over sterling silver. Center carat is going to be 2.48. It's going to be with your baguettes are going to be 12. They're going to be 0.58 in the baguettes. The round moissanites, 16 of them, and the carat weight on that is going to be 0.15. So once again, what they've done is they've taken those baguettes and they've taken 3 of them, put them on the 4 station corners, and then they've taken 4 full cut moissanites and set them strategically around those tapered baguettes. So the baguette is nice because that one long one, that's a style that I really haven't seen here at Shop. I'll see a lot where they've taken 3 baguettes and the center one is much longer than the other 2. It really sets for a starburst sort of looking ring. Now the pendant, once again, your price on this, I'm going to match the ring. If you want matchy, $299. This is going to be shop number 17. Your cost, $299. Now remember, Budget Pay, you can buy it outright. We take all major credit cards. We don't want your children. No, we don't want them. I know you want to give them to us, but we don't want them. We want money. We want Budget Pay. We want to get this ring to you so your kids can have this as a family heirloom. All right? Very, very important. Anything that you buy from Shop LC, it's interesting. I do the live show on Fridays and Monday mornings. I just did the overnight last night, so my voice is a little raspy because I stayed up all night. And but a lot of times when we buy stuff, especially if you're an avid jewelry collector, I have noticed that I have a lot of jewelry, and a lot of it, I know what it is, but if somebody opened up my jewelry box, they wouldn't have a clue what half of it is. Is it gold? Is it vermeil? What stone is that? So what I've started to do is everything that I've bought, from at least from Shop LC, I have saved the forum that puts the description, and I have them stacked up. Now, does that tell you I spend a lot of money here when I say I have them stacked up? Well, unfortunately, I do. But the deals that I get here, I am also a reseller. So if you are interested in reselling, you can start here at Shop LC. And obviously this line is a high-end line, but if you go into our website and you go into the clearance area, there's 10,000 items on the website. You go in, we have items starting at $4. We have jewelry that starts at $9.99. If you want to become a reseller and do like home parties or craft festivals or church bazaars or whatever you want to do to start setting up a little cha-ching business on the side, you have the capability because first of all, you can order a multitude of items from us and you can budget pay them all. Number two, we don't have a minimum. Most companies, when you're buying from a company wholesale, and I'm going to consider us at this point a wholesale network. If you are buying items from another company, they're going to have a minimum amount you have to spend. Could be $500, could be $5,000. You can buy one item from us. You could buy this Kunzite ring, along with a pair of $4 earrings, along with a stainless steel chain, whatever you want, bulk it all together, and then you go to pay, and you budget pay. Now, we're spreading it out. We're not charging you interest. We're also giving the capability, if it's not on clearance, to return it up to 30 days. So you can transition material. Maybe you want to try some stainless steel. Buy a few necklaces, buy a few colored stones, set up a little business on your own. Invite your girlfriends over, buy a bottle of wine, or if they don't drink, get a bunch of cappuccinos, macchiatos, whatever you're drinking, boba tea, doesn't matter. Have a little get together with your besties and start selling the items. Now, if you got them at a really deep discount, it shows you right when you're buying it what the value is, and then you predict the price. You don't have to kill it and charge people 5 times the amount. You could double the price from what you paid. You're going to be making double the money. And that's a fun way to start your own business. But, there's ways to do that here and pull merchandise. We have everything from clothing, makeup, home decor, to everything you need to set up a business. All right. So the pendant, once again, $2.99. And I'm going to step out of the camera so I can take a sip of water. Just an inexpensive piece in the Kunzite. So now, one last piece, and that is the ring that I have on. This is going to be shop 18. Now, this is once again in sterling silver, vermeil, which is done in your rose gold. And what I like about this is done in rose gold? Yes. Yes. If you look at this particular ring, they've actually done some diamonds down the sides. So from the top, it looks fantastic. And then if you look, can we see the next picture, Ilias? Please. He's working hard back there. Everything we sell, he has to put back in an inventory. And, a lot of people don't realize how much work goes on behind the scenes. So you see me and you think, the person that sets all this show up is sitting right over there, and he works darn hard. So round of applause right there for Ilias, because I appreciate him. All right, look at what I'm talking about. Cascading down the side of that shank are going to be stones that are graduated, small, medium, large, so they graduated up. It's going to be haloed around the entire circumference. And then right here, what do you got? Square cut kunzites. That's something that is special they put on this one particular ring. Center stone is going to be 2.65 carat. Round moissanite, they're not diamonds, they are moissanites, is going to be 40 of them. And they are going to be 28 carat. Pink sapphire, 2 of them. Bam. And they're going to be 0.17 carat. Pink sapphire. Pink sapphire looks like kunzite. Very, very hard when it's cut the right way. It is difficult to tell the difference, but that's it. Right there is your pink sapphire next to that oval kunzite. All right, so you're getting pink sapphire, kunzite, and morganite. Price on this ring, $299. $299, and that is going to be shop number 18. Now, the last 2 pieces I'm going to show you are really intriguing because we do carry loose gemstones here. We do actually. It's interesting because when I was first brought on board in February full-time, I didn't realize that Shop LC had such a market for loose gemstones. And the more I watched the show with Tony Dinez and some other, he's basically the person that brings a lot of the loose gemstones to. He has a special relationship with Shop LC. He is our gem hunter, gem collector. He's written a book all about that. But the amount of gemstones that we sell, I was completely surprised. Because I thought, why are these people buying these loose gemstones? They're not jewelers. What are they going to do with it? Then I realized, well, they're designing their own pieces. We had a woman come from the VIP club here last month that had a pendant that she designed that was all the loose gemstones that she had bought from Shop LC. Very expensive stones, tanzanite. They weren't inexpensive. And she had done a very free form. She had a design team here. Because if you buy stones from, that's another thing. If you buy stones from us and you want a ring designed, we will, especially if it's an expensive stone. I think I don't know if there's a minimum, but we will take that stone and we will do the design free of charge, but we will charge you for all the workmanship, for the crafting of the ring, the metals, the setter, but we won't charge you the design portion. So if you go to a regular jewelry store and you say, I bought this is what I'm going to show you, bought this beautiful loose kunzite and I'd like a ring designed, they're going to sit down with you and they're going to charge you a fee, and it could be anywhere between $200 to $600 just to sketch out what is in your mind that they think that you want made with that stone. Shop LC doesn't charge you that fee, but we do charge you obviously the fee to craft it. All right, so you get a design free of charge if you purchase a stone from us, and it's usually without loose tanzanite. Has to be a fairly expensive stone. I believe this larger stone would fall into that category. Not 100% sure. The personal shopper can help you with that. But our design team is pretty spot on. They do it in 3D images. It's really, really interesting process. And you see the jewelry that I've put in front of you, very, very perfectly manufactured. And when they step in the design team, they really, really do a good job. Okay, so the first stone I'm going to show you is 6 carat. It is large. My jam, 100%. So I'm going to take it out of this beautiful little case that they have it in. I'm going to put fingerprints all over it. The stone is going to be very sad, but I want to show you the sparkle on this. So I'm going to put my finger here, because if this falls on the floor in the studio, I don't want to hunt for an hour to find this, but it is pretty large. Look at the size of that. Now that's octagon shape. It's fully faceted, and if you look at the depth of that belly, so look at the thickness. Now this is the belly, okay? Down there's the belly of the stone, the underside. So the girdle is what I was pointing to. That is going to be this particular line that runs around the circumference of the stone. And then you have the table, which is here. That's that flat portion that you look into. That is called the table. And everything else is faceted. So this has a multitude of facets, but this is going to be an octagon, and it's going to have, once again, that wall of mirror effect. So you're going to see all those long, capable, sparkly little sections called the wall of mirror. So this beautiful kunzite, 6 carat. Now my fingerprints are all over it. I have 7 of these in-house total, minus my fingerprints. I'm not going to charge you for those. You won't get far with my fingerprint anyway. But look at that. In the case, look at the size of that. So when I say to you, investing in colored stones is important, this is what I'm talking about. Just like you invest in gold bars or platinum bars or any of your type of precious metals, when you're investing in colored stones and you don't want to wear jewelry, but you want to invest money in something that's going to have some worth to it, this is what I'm talking about. It's a stone that is single sourced, highly sought after, very rare. So the price is going to stay where it's at until this is completely gone. And then once this is gone and non-existent, here at Shop LC and other places, what's going to happen? People are going to want this, and the price is going to go up and up and up, especially on the larger stones. This is what I say to people. The larger is the better, because they could actually, this is going to hold its worth, because the larger stones are much, much harder to get, just like a large tanzanite or a large diamond, right? It's going to hold its worth. The other thing about a large stone is eventually it can be cut down to 2 smaller stones if you choose at some point, right? You have the ability to do that with a large stone. When you buy a small stone, there's no ability to, well, you could cut this down, but it'd be, what's the point? Something like this, it has 6 carat. You could make this into, it would come out, you're probably going to lose, if you had this recut at some point into 2 pieces, probably going to lose 2 carat, but you could have 2 carat cushion cut, or 2 cushion cut, 2 round or whatever. But I would keep it large like this. I mean, look at this as a pendant, right? It's beautiful. As a ring, it's a power ring. It's going to be really, really a large, large ring. As a pendant, perfect size. A ring, it might even be almost even too big for me. That's not going, I bet you Xylie's going to say nothing's too big, but I agree with you, Xylie. We could make this work, and as a ring. So this is going to be a loose, Patroke Kunzite, 6 carat total weight. This is going to be quad A quality, which is, 4A. You can't get better than that. This is the best quality out there. Your price on this now, this is a clearance item. This is non-returnable. There's 7 of these left in the world, and I'm going to bring this price down to a clearance event price. Free shipping today. Your price on this, $479. $479 on this 6 carat Kunzite. That is substantial. This is worth its weight in gold. All right. So if you're stockpiling gold, throw a couple of stones in there, because you know what? You know what the worth is. You're a collector already. If you're buying gold and stuff like that, you already know that it's gonna. This is gonna go up in value. Okay, so that was shop number 19. Shop number 19, $479 is your price on that. I'm going to move on to our last and final thing. This is a smaller Kunzite, but you know what? I'm going to put these side by side to show you just a little variation in color. So, let me see if I can hold this so you can actually see it. And I'm going to maneuver. So, if you look at this one, the larger, it looks to me like it has more pink, right? And then look at the one beside it, right? The one beside it, I'm going to put it up close to the phone. The smaller one has more purple, right? I can see that with the naked eye. I don't know if it shows up on camera here. Okay, so this particular, the smaller stone with the, I think it has more purple in it. And that might be because it's in the case and the lighting in here. Like I said, this particular stone, that pleochroism, is going to give it the ability, when you move it around, it's going to look pink, it's going to look violet, it's going to look purpley. It doesn't look like an amethyst. It is so far different in color than an amethyst that, if you are into colored stones and you saw this, you would know this Patroke Kunzite. You would, if you have the ability. Obviously, the host here, because we see a lot of material that comes across and we look at it, we set up the shows, yes, we would know. Anybody out there that is looking for Kunzite, that has shopped Kunzite, would probably know also. Now this one, I don't think that's right, Ilias. Because this isn't 25 carat. Right?
Let's see what's the skew.
This one's not 25. This one's coming up.
That's this one. And then this is the octagon.
Yeah, but why is it so much more?
Might be the size.
Yeah, but this one is $4.99 and this one is...
No, this one's $4.99. This one's...
Oh. No,
yeah.
Well, that's not the way it's listed.
They got the skew.
This says 25... Okay, they have the skew. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so mix up. Let's reel that all back in. 25 carat, not 6 carat. Why didn't I know that? Why? Because I stayed up all night last night. That's why. I was on TV all night, and I'm working on very lack of sleep right now. Normally I'd catch that. You know, if I was at a show, that'd be really a crime right there. Okay. 25 carat. This one is $2,324. $2,324. The smaller one that I pulled up, this one is going to be $479. $479. Okay, so this is going to be shop 20. That's the one that had a lot of purple in it. Shop 19 was the larger one, the 25 carat. So this one is $2,324. This one is $479. Now this is going to be, okay, so you have the larger one pulled up.
Yes.
Okay, so the larger one, like I said, 25 carats.
I'm just going to pull up the smaller one.
Yeah, and I want to make sure people understand because I don't want that mix up. And then this one is going to be your smaller one. This is going to be 6 carat. And this is going to be $479. $479 on the smaller one. Larger one is $2,300. Now, colored gemstones in the Patroke Kunzite are extremely expensive. So now we've offered it to you on set, so you can design your own ring if you want. You can design your own piece of jewelry. Remember, this is what it looks like in the raw, right? This is my rough, and that price on that was wholesale $444. This is about $1,800 out there in the real world. But look at the difference in quality. Can you see it? And that's why I brought this, because I really want people to know that even yucky quality in Kunzite is extremely expensive. This is my own personal piece. Matches my shirt. But look at what I just did. Look at it here, right? Now watch when I bring it to my shirt. It looks a lot more purple, right? Up here it looks pink. This stone is so interesting. So it will pick up whatever color you're wearing. If you're wearing purple, it's going to look a lot more purple. If you're wearing pink, it's going to look a lot more pink. Interesting stone, folks. And remember, the rarity of it is what makes the worth, the value stay with it. Because something like this is limited source. This particularly comes from Afghanistan. It was discovered in California in 1902. And when Tiffany, we all know who Tiffany is, when Tiffany and Company discovers a stone, like Morganite, this is named after, anyway, when Tiffany backs a stone, you know that it has a lot of worth because that company, everything that comes out of there is expensive. It's high end. They do their due diligence. They want a paper trail followed so they know exactly the source of the stone. That's what we do here at Shop LC. We have a paper trail. So if we tell you this is from that particular mine, we have the paper trail to back it. We're not just at a show making up stuff. So anything that you buy from Shop LC, remember, 100% guaranteed. I have sold merchandise to them, and yeah, they do their due diligence to make sure that it is exactly what we say it is. So, folks, I'm going to end this. This is my Tuesday night show. Tune in every Tuesday from 6 to 8. It's always a lot of fun. Write in. Thank you for everybody. Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Xylee. Rebecca. All the people out there that are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and everything. Tune in on Tuesday night again. And we have Gem Fest coming up, December 19th. That's this Friday. I'll be here if you want to come down and say hello in person. Love to shake your hand and meet you. But I just want you to know, enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you back here next Tuesday, everybody. Bye. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. So it's interesting because